Okay, okay, okay. All right, all right, all right. Okay, 26th of August, 2026. And yeah, let's get started. This was GBP USD for today, for my today trade. Well, I already identified the anchor, which was on Monday, and Tuesday, second day, third day. So I think this was my last day to actually identify an entry. And if there was no entry today, then that means I would have to reset everything, see what the overall move is for the entire week. So yeah, so I got to my platform at just about the ending of the Asian session, which is around here. Well, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, at the end of the blue box. So it's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from the boxes that you can see from where it's written for a smooth week beginning. And that's Monday, and the day before that it's Friday. So yeah, so that was my anchor on Monday. Okay, so I'll just go through with yeah, I'll just go through with the video. So yeah, I've already identified a divergent there. So, but that was on 5 minutes. I was just checking whether do I have a candle pattern for a second leg for that W. And now I was checking USD JPY, of which I'd already identified an anchor happening on Tuesday, which was half a Batman, and I could already see something happening there. Well, yeah. So it's just marking which day it is. So now back to GBP It's a bit fast. It's a bit fast. Yeah, it's just marking the days for GBP there. So Monday it was day one, Tuesday day two, and day three. So this was my last day expecting an entry. So the Asian box, it behaved. It's less than 50 pips. So I could already see divergent there, and um, I was trying to measure something there in terms of for second leg. I was thinking that it was a shift candle. I don't know if this is moving too fast, but I already started recording, and yeah, I was just trying to identify in the 5 minutes time frame whether do I have a candle pattern that confirms railroad, Cotterwood, star formation, and yeah, I could not see one, or what the one I'm confirming it is. Yeah, I could not confirm on the 5 minutes whether that the second leg was a candle pattern that I normally prefer. So now I was waiting for a 15 minutes entry because now in a 15 minutes time frame it looks like an advanced an advanced W. So yeah, so for an entry here, I would have expected if maybe it would have been a shift candle, meaning it's plus 10 pips, which is like 100 pips or 100 points or 100 units, depending on how you call it. So now as time went on, starting of the London session, and I started coming back, then I started realizing something. Oh, okay. So that divergent second leg, yeah, I'll get the marker a bit as time goes on, but for now, I think I don't have a marker to mark this. Let me see. Yeah, I don't think I do have. So yes, I could see that, like the last where you see the arrows on Wednesday, right? Where we see the two arrows there pointing up. Yeah. So I started treating that as my first leg. Yes, I started treating that as my first leg because that was a divergent, that was an advanced W, so of which I could not find an entry in 5 minutes. So I started treating it as a first leg. So I was expecting a second leg to happen on to here, of which this is what we are currently waiting for. That was quick. That was fast. You'll excuse me. I'll first time for everything, and yeah, I was anticipating a second leg, of which I did measure from the spikes. Yeah, I did measure from the spikes just to confirm is it a W or is it a half a Batman, of which it was a W. So now it looks like a nice, well, bit odd form W, but looking at that second leg there, it looks like a railroad track, and I was ready to go in. And in a 5 minutes, this, well, yes, that was the 5 minutes. I mean, you'll pause if you need to check it. And I took my entry there. Yeah, that's where I took my entry. I took a 2 hour entry and then put a stop loss, put a TP, and yeah, waited on it. Yeah, I put a TP there. Well, I took an entry, or I put a stop loss first. Put a stop loss and identified um, the setup, which was hit the stop, second leg, railroad track, and put a stop loss there. It goes. Put a TP, and yeah, I could already start to, because I could see here that the 3 times ADR is 158. So I started to measure to see if the move I can get at least 1 times ADR there. Move feature was 56 if I'm not mistaken. So there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Starting to go a bit negative, negative, negative. Of which I was not worried because I'd already seen something here on the TDI below. Yeah, I already see something here on the TDI below that, but I had confirmed it with my other homework charts, seeing that it can happen that it can be a trade. Not that the green line still needs to come below the red line there on the TDI, on this TDI, the chart that's below. Yeah, so I waited for that. I waited for that, and it goes and it goes and it goes. I think it went negative. So as soon as it starts closing below, yeah, once it starts closing below that second leg, I mean, that from that railroad track, I would scratch it out, meaning that, I mean, if they break the second leg, that means that second leg still doesn't hold. So I'd still need to find another second leg. So yeah, there it goes. But it pulled back. It did pull back. It did pull back. So yeah, and it closed below. So I scratched it out. I scratched the trade, of which I took a bit of some a bit of some blow, but it's fine. That's how it works. So still now anticipating something to happen. Um, if they hit the stops, um, if the trade, I don't know, not the trade, but if the setup would still hold, I would still be expecting something like a railroad track or a shift candle closing above the 13 EMA. But now looking at it now, I mean, looking at my 50 EMA, it crossed going below 50 EMA, and now it's about to even cross the 200 EMA. Ooh, it was a tough decision, but I was ready for it. I was ready for it. So yeah, scratch it out, exited it as I explained there. Exited the trade. Now it's still waiting. Yeah. Now as it continued on, okay, I was just in the last 15 minutes for the trade. Yeah, to further trade. So I had seen that on the 4 hour time frame that it was already the move was this entire move here was already starting to move below my anchor on a 4 hour time frame. So if it does close below here on the 15-minute time frame, it would have closed below the 4-hour anchor. So that means it would have been a scratched out. It would have been a scratch for me. So that means it wouldn't have been a trade. That means it will also be canceling that anchor formation that happened on Monday. So yeah, that's how it turned out. And there was no trade for me for GBP for today, but something happened on USD JPY, which was an anchor. And yeah, on with it and until the next trade. Cheers, bye.